look out so they can, because they're going to be taking pictures and stuff of you. That way they can get you straight on.
Okay. Y'all look alike? Anybody tell you that?
Apparently.
Just a little bit. Yeah. I just wanted to get her hair like me, but you know, it's okay.
Not true.
Besides,
She did have it first.
She told you.
But it's not the same way. But who had it first? Yeah, okay.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the 2024 ACC Women's Basketball Tip-Off. I'm happy to introduce Duke Lady Blue Devils here, head coach Kara Lawson. We have Ashlyn Jackson as well as Reagan Richardson here with us. Welcome, ladies.
Thank you.
Kara, coming off a great season, made a great run at the end. Can you talk to us about this team coming up, maybe some similarities and also some differences that you foresee?
I think some of the similarities is we have a lot of returners, and you know, certainly in this environment in college basketball, it's rare, you know, and I think it speaks more to our players and their commitment to each other and their excitement to have an opportunity to compete again in this league and hopefully in the postseason as well. You know, we're still learning each other right now. I can't say how similar or different the teams will ultimately be, but I know we're working hard, and these two have had you know, really good off seasons and practicing well, and you know, with us, you know, we're gonna be aggressive on the defensive end, and you know, we're gonna compete at a high level, and that's kind of been our program standard. So that would probably be where the similarities are. Is we're going to do that this year, and you know, hopefully we can continue to grow throughout the season.
Kara, an exciting summer for you. Gold medal with the USA women's basketball team. Obviously, to be the best, you want to play against the best. You want to be around the best. Is there anything that you took from that experience this summer that you've brought back to this team?
I think for me, every summer I want to come back better. And as a coach, you challenge your players every year, you know, come back better. And here are the ways I want you to improve. And it's kind of hypocritical if you say that to them and you don't do the same thing. So for me this summer, I felt like I grew as a coach. I feel like I came back better, just in scheming, strategy, obviously reps in high-pressure situations, which we certainly had a lot of those at the Olympics. You know, relationships with players. I have great relationships with the national team players, and you know, our players aspire to play at that next level too. And so just working with them hands-on and different drills or different tips that I can bring to them. It's all encompassing, I think, the growth. And you know, I never want to be a coach that doesn't come back better, you know, in the off season. And so I feel like I did that, and that experience was a big part of it.
And I'll just remind any media members in the audience, if you have a question, just raise your hand.
Hi, TJ Wilkerson from the Sports Nerd Podcast. In the 4 years that you've been here at Duke, what was the culture that you wanted to establish coming in as a head coach? And do you feel like you've succeeded in doing that so far?
I wanted to establish a culture. Well, I mean, I think culture's every phase of your program. It can't just be the basketball, right? Like, it has to be how you conduct yourselves on and off the floor, what your relationships are like, not just mine with them, but them with each other, what your standards and expectations are. You know, I wanted to have a sincere, authentic culture, but I also want to have one where we told each other the truth and we tell each other about ourselves. I think that's important in any relationship, that you do that. And I think we have succeeded in that. I walk in every day to practice so happy, you know, so inspired to coach them. I love them. I love what they're about. And there's an urgency to try and help them fulfill their potential. But I think we talked about this last week as a group. Like, we succeeded in building it, but you have to protect it. You have to continue to fight for it, and you have to continue to make it what you want it. Just because you succeed at it is not an end point. So it's incumbent upon us to continue it, because if we stop, it will go in the other direction, and that's important. And so we try to actively talk about that, not talk about it when it starts to turn the wrong way. You know, we want to have those conversations before they do, but they're so special. They're amazing young people, and yeah, it is everything that I hoped for when I took the job.
Royal Howell, the Juice Network. Miss Reagan, this is for you. Oh. I'm sorry. Twin number one. All right. Reagan, Coach, I'm sorry. Coach Lawson spoke on your maturity, settling yourself down, being more vocal, and your work ethic in the breakout room. What does that mean to you coming from your head coach, who's a Hall of Famer, in my opinion, and just one of the greatest to coach the game of basketball?
Oh yeah, that means a lot. I mean, everybody has their GOATs, but to me, Coach Kara is my GOAT. I mean, just hearing that from her, I definitely have struggled over the course of the 3 years. You know, just seeing how much I've grown from my first year here to this year really does make me proud to see how much that I have grown, and just continue to grow in those kind of aspects. I know going to the season, I do want to keep developing my vocal leadership when it comes to my younger teammates, and if they ever need anything, like I can be that person that they can lean on.
Hey guys, so obviously one of the conversations last year was around, how quickly will the freshmen, integrate into the system, especially with all the new faces and smaller roster. This year, has it been any easier to sort of introduce, Riley and the freshmen into the system, knowing that you guys have a little bit more of that older leadership and more returners?
Sorry, can you repeat the question one more time?
Yeah. So last year, you guys talked a lot about, it was a big part of the season was going to hinge on integrating the freshmen into the system and getting them comfortable. This year, has it been easier to sort of bring your newcomers in with, more returners and more experience on the team overall?
I mean, overall, I feel like with the freshmen here, we have developed so much of like a great chemistry with them, and it's really easy for them to just, if they have any questions, to just ask. So when it comes to them and integrating into our system, they're really eager to learn, and they pick up things really quickly. So it's been fairly good.
Kara, what do you feel like right now? And I know it's October, but what are the strengths of this team? And what are those areas that right now to make a run in March your team needs to get better at?
Right now, our strength of our team is our togetherness and our chemistry. We have a really tight-knit group, and how that shows itself on the court. I think we're very connected on both ends. I think we have an unselfish team. I think we have an understanding of each other's strengths and really work throughout the course of possessions to try and allow someone's strengths to show themselves. And I also think we have an understanding of each other's weaknesses, and instead of waiting for them to show themselves, they try to hide them for each other. If someone doesn't know something, they're going to try and say it to them so that they can get it. So that part about this group has been fun. It's too early to say. I mean, our standard, especially on the defensive end, has been really high the last couple of years. It's too early to say whether we will reach that, but I think we have the makings of a really good defensive team again. It'll look a little bit different than it has the last couple of years, though.
Reagan, going into your senior year now, what is that one aspect, or maybe multiple aspects, that you've added to your game for this last year?
I feel like, speaking again, going off of my ability to just be able to be that leader for my team, I've always had that aspect going from last year, but just being able to develop that a little bit more, as well as I'm just continuing to grow each aspect of my game, whether it's figuring out how to finish off 2 feet, continuing to build my mid-range game, continuing to get it beyond the arc, ball handling. I'm just continuing to grow each aspect of my game.
This question is for Ashlyn. I asked Coach Lawson and Reagan in the breakout room, what did the sisterhood mean to them? So I'm asking you the same question. What does the sisterhood mean to you?
Can't break it down into one word, but it means everything to me. Just coming in, like Coach said, she's super excited to just coach us. I think I answered this before, but I get goosebumps just competing with them, let alone competing against them in practice. So just being able to
go into the season and just expecting that same competition with them. I'm so excited for it. But as far as off the court, they're everything to me. We're very tight-knitted. Like I said, it's nothing that I can't go to them for. But yeah, I just can't wait. Like, they're everything to me.
Coach, not having Kennedy Brown this year is, a big loss for the team. How are you kind of looking to fill that hole on the roster?
Yeah, I mean, Kennedy, we just talked about Kennedy this morning. She's the best defensive player I've coached. And, she was the anchor for us for 2 elite defenses the last 2 years. And, just did so many of the little things that go into winning. So for our group, it's going to be collective in the front court. It's a young group. They're all freshmen and sophomores, but they're eager in their own way. They're going to do it differently than Kennedy did it, and they're excited, I think, to step into bigger roles, and our freshmen excited to step into college basketball. And it's going to take time for them to develop. I certainly don't anticipate them to, have the wisdom of a fifth-year senior, like Kennedy was last year from the beginning. But there is an expectation for them to grow and to compete and to ultimately produce at those positions for us to be able to win games. And it's incumbent upon myself as a coach to make sure that they're equipped, and it's incumbent upon our backcourt players and our experienced players to help them grow. And so that's the challenge, that's our job, and I'm looking forward to it. They're a lot of fun to coach, and we're excited for everyone to see them play.
Coach Lawson, or for the ladies, is there one individual on the team that has stood out that we may not know much of, that by the end of the season we'll look back and say, hey, they're showing out right here? Like,
A player?
yes.
I don't know. I looked pretty good on Saturday, didn't I? On the practice.
The fact that you prefaced it with a player.
I thought, it's always hard to pick one because I think we've had a lot of players. I thought Delaney had a really good summer for us. She was a freshman for us last year and just came up big in a lot of games for us. And she's just more comfortable, understanding of our schemes, using her voice a little bit more. And so, I think she's going to have a good year for us. I'm excited about. But I would say that about all of our sophomores. They played such critical roles for us as freshmen, and now they have the benefit of a year under their belt and the confidence of kind of that success. And so, I'd put Alucci and Jaden in there as well. I think they've all grown a lot, and we're going to need them to play like veterans, not sophomores this year. And I think all 3 of them are in a good space mentally and physically and ready to take their games to the next level.
This is for all 3 of you to wrap up. Give me one word that you hope just encompasses what this season's going to be for Duke.
Competitive.
Competitive?
Yeah.
That's a good one.
For me, I think it will be memorable.
Yeah, senior.
I'm
yeah.
gonna cry.
I think I don't know. I would probably say emotional. Like, it's emotional to be with a group that you really enjoy and to witness their growth. Emotionally when you win, emotionally when you lose. Like, it's just a part of it. I think it's why I love being in it. So that was a lot of words, but my one word was emotional.
Duke Blue Devils, preseason number 11 right now in the way too early poll, but good luck, ladies. We look
Thank
forward to
you.
watching you guys.
Thank you.